Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Thomas Sowell Reacts, and it's titled "Why the US Lost the Vietnam War, Not What You Think." You guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Segment 2, the role of intellectuals in American life, intellectuals in society. Quote, "There has probably never been an era in history when intellectuals have played a larger role in society than the era in which we live." Close quote. How come?
Well, for one thing, for most of history, you had autocratic governments. You had kings, you had emperors, and so on. And what the people thought didn't matter an awful lot. In a democracy, what the people think matters a lot. And also in later times, you have a more prosperous society where we can afford, from a financial point of view, to send more and more people through colleges and universities and support books and things like that, much more so than in the past. And now you have people out there who fundamentally don't really know much beyond what their specialty might be, creating a certain vision of life in the electorate, which the people with the holders of power have to take into account.
So the intellectuals are able to dominate, perhaps is the word, the climate of opinion.
Yes.
In a republic of 300 million people.
Yes, and a classic example was the era between the two world wars, where the intellectuals were all in favor of disarmament, even while Hitler was arming Germany and when Japan was arming and so forth. They were saying we should disband the RAF, the British intellectuals, and so on. And it was not that they convinced the holders of power. The holders of power understood that Germany was rearming secretly, even before Hitler took power.
You make this point. Stanley Baldwin, then the British Prime Minister,
yes,
saw what Hitler was up to.
Oh, yeah, the British and French intelligence services both knew this. The public didn't know this. And Baldwin was not about to tell the British public that Germany was rearming, because the clear implication was that Britain must rearm. And the intellectuals had made rearmament, poison politically.
And his professional opinion as a working politician was that the climate of opinion was such that that British democracy couldn't bear the truth.
That's right.
Because of what the intellectuals had done to through journals and newspapers and the chattering classes, so to speak. And what about Vietnam? Lyndon Johnson.
Oh my gosh, the Tet Offensive was hailed by the intellectuals as a huge defeat for the American military forces. After the communists won the war, took over South Vietnam.
Tet Offensive is 68. The communists finally win in 73.
Yeah. The communist leaders themselves said they were devastated by the Tet Offensive. They never won a military battle against American forces the whole time the Vietnam War went on. But in the newspapers, the Tet Offensive was depicted as a great defeat for the United States.
So Lyndon Johnson and the military.
You guys, what are your thoughts on this video? I could listen to Thomas Sowell all day long because he is so intelligent. And he has a lot of advice to give when it comes to the American history, the American economy, and I'm enjoying this very, very much. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think the reason why the American people lost the Vietnam War was due to the intellectuals' point of view? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
Conducting the war in Vietnam knew that we had, in effect, that we had won, not in effect won, that we had won that engagement, the Tet Offensive.
And the communists knew.
Everybody knew except the intellectuals.
Everybody.
And Lyndon Johnson, instead of prosecuting the war, is forced to announce toward the end of 1968 that he is not going to run for re-election. That's the moment when America effectively surrenders in Vietnam.
Yes.
Because the climate of opinion because the intellectuals got things wrong.
Yeah.
They dominated the climate of opinion. And if in a democracy, if the people believe the war is unwinnable, then it's unwinnable.
The percentage of cabinet appointments with experience in the private sector. The administration of Dwight Eisenhower, almost 60%. George W. Bush, over 50%. Barack Obama, barely 20%.
Yes.
What are we to make of this?
that there is a reason why things have declined the way they have. That people of that sort have a track record. I remember years ago encountering a fellow who had been a teaching fellow at Harvard when I was an undergraduate. And I said to him, I've been noticing that whenever there's a great disaster, there always seems to be a Harvard man in the middle of it. He said, have you noticed that too? You know, I mean, think of McNamara and the Whiz Kids and the Vietnam War. You know, think of the Ford Foundation. Who was the Harvard man in charge of that? I think it was Bundy.
Sounds right.
Yeah, you know, he launched this whole notion of subsidizing community activists as the answer to the racial problems. Of course, they have community activists have every incentive to exacerbate the problem to the fullest. Yeah. I mean, calm would be the end of their job.
If facts, logic, and scientific procedures are all just arbitrarily socially constructed notions, then all that is left is consensus, more specifically, peer consensus, the kind of consensus that matters to adolescents or to many among the intelligentsia. When you think about this, it becomes clear why liberals love to go around raving about our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to 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 our democracy.
As though the United States is actually a democracy, because they are pushing for a society in which things just have to be done because enough of us have agreed, irrespective of what the law of the land states. But you let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching, and on to the next one. Stay free.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from Thomas Sowell. And what do you guys think about this video? Give your opinion, and if you agree with Thomas Sowell on this, I would love to hear your thoughts on this particular one, because everything Thomas Sowell says is almost always true. And I believe at this point most colleges, if not all, should adopt studying Thomas Sowell, because they need to learn more than what they are being taught in colleges. Let me know what you guys think about this video. This was very, very insightful, and I enjoyed every minute of this video, and I believe you guys also enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.